All right, so thank you again, everyone, for joining us this evening for our information on the Asian Pacific Children's Convention. My name is Yoshi Domoto. I'm the Executive Director of the Japan America Society of Georgia, and I am here with Miss Deborah Owen, who is on our Education Committee. She's the co-chair of the Tomodachi Club of our organization, and also the chaperone for the APCC. So let's get started. And we will start the presentation. All right, so yeah, tonight's information session, of course, we'll talk about the APCC and the Asian Pacific Children's Convention, which is organized by the Japan America Society of Georgia, at least the Atlanta, Georgia delegation. We are the official liaison office of the city of Atlanta and state of Georgia with the APCC. And tonight's session will be for all of our parents and teachers and students, part of the International Charter Academy of Georgia. So I did a very quick introduction, but Deborah, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Deborah Owen. I have been involved with this program since my son, Will, was involved in 2017, and you'll hear from him a little bit later. I'm also involved with other committees with the Japan America Society of Georgia. I am also a mother. I have 16-year-old twins, and that's about it.
All right. So everyone, Deborah's been part of the APCC, as she mentioned, for a long time and has an experience as a chaperone, but also a mother as well. So I think she's seen kind of both sides of being part of the program like this, a trip to Japan. So, but the APCC Bridge Kids programs, the Bridge Summer Camp is the summer camp in which we send 10 and 11-year-old students, usually 5th and 6th graders, some 4th graders depending on their age. But every summer, except for the past 3 years, unfortunately, because of COVID. So this year will be the first year in 3 years that we'll be able to send some students from Atlanta and Georgia to Japan, Fukuoka, Japan, which is Atlanta's sister city, in person. So we are so excited about this opportunity and being able to offer this program to our young people, certainly who are interested in cultural exchange. But the program itself is a 1 week of summer camp, meeting other students from different parts of the world, and then 1 week of homestay with a Japanese host family. So we'll go over more details. But Deborah, you want to talk a little bit about the APCC?
Yes. Okay. So the APCC has been around since 1989, and it is a cultural exchange program with children from Fukuoka, but also from 46 other countries and regions in the Asia Pacific Rim. There are a couple of other exceptions, like Atlanta. We go because we're invited because we are sister cities with Fukuoka. I believe there's also a delegation from Peru, Bordeaux, France, and in the past, Russia, but I don't think that they are coming this year. Trying to think if there's one other place. I think that's it. Oh, Oakland, California. So all of these children come together from all of these countries, and they exchange culture, and it's just amazing to see how they can all communicate, even though the only common language is English, and in a lot of cases, some of them don't speak a lot of it. So it's really heartwarming and an amazing program, both from a parent's point of view and watching the children there in person.
Yes, so the APCC has been around since 1989, but the Japan America Society of Georgia, we've been participating since 2003, so almost 20 years now. And then the APCC has gone through some changes, but their two main activities are part of the Bridge Kids programs. One is the Bridge Summer Camp, in which we'll be talking more about this evening, in which includes the orientation at a marine house, which is a summer camp type of deal, a homestay, school visit at a Japanese school, and then it all kind of culminates with a big performance event at a festival where different delegations showcase their culture through a performance. And then the other program that the APCC has is a bridge challenge trip, in which they send students from Fukuoka, Japan, to different countries around the world. And we've hosted several groups from Fukuoka. Usually it takes place in the spring, but when they start sending students again, will be the springtime and summertime. So we'll certainly kind of share more information about the challenge trip, but tonight we'll focus our talk on the Bridge Summer Camp, which is happening this July. And Deborah?
Yes, so from my experience, I'll tell you that when we first arrive in Fukuoka after an overnight flight and usually a transfer from Tokyo to Fukuoka, we're in this marine camp. It is definitely a camp style dorm setting with bunk beds, and all the children are together and they're playing various games or activities. And we're there for about 4 to 5 days. They do all of the traditional Japanese things, like getting up and eating a Japanese breakfast and saying the Japanese "itadakimasu" before they eat. And it's just a very nice way to introduce them to the program when they first get there. I think they end with a giant bonfire where everybody's dancing around the bonfire. So it's a very nice program. The next step is that each of the delegations is assigned to a certain school in Fukuoka. And so our delegation, when I went in 2019, we went to this elementary school, and they were so wonderful and kind to us, where we had our little room, and then we were assigned to different classrooms. We ate lunch with the children, and we learned how they learn in school, and even helped them clean up after their lunch and clean their classroom, which we don't do here in the States. So that was really great. Another part of the school visit was, after the classroom time, there was an assembly, and all the kids from the whole school were there, and they had giant arches with flowers on them that the children came through to come to the stage to do their performance, and they felt like total rock stars. So that was really sweet. So that we did our performance there, and all the 4 kids that I had with me spoke in front of this entire group and introduced themselves. So it was a really amazing experience.
And then, of course, during the school visit portion after the Marine House summer camp, while the students go to the Japanese school, they do a homestay with the actual Japanese family. So they eat and do family activities and do various things with the Japanese family. And then during the day they go to school, and on the weekends they do a lot of tourist distractions or kind of different things to kind of experience culture and lifestyle. But the host families that the APCC selects, they've been so gracious. They're just the Japanese style of omotenashi, and kind of just making all of the American students that come from Atlanta to Fukuoka as part of the family. So they're so heartwarming, and many of the students to this day continue, sending Christmas cards or New Year's cards back and forth. So, it is a lifelong connection that these students that we get to send to Japan make with the Japanese family. And a lot of times when the students from Fukuoka come to Atlanta, sometimes they do select the kids and their families who've hosted before to go to the different parts of the world, and including Atlanta. So that's definitely, I think, the highlight of this program. Certainly the Marine House camp and the school visits, great, but then just making a lifelong connection with the Japanese family is definitely a very special part of this project. So, and then
if I could just interrupt you real quick,
yeah,
just from a personal standpoint, Will, my son, is still in touch with his host family after all these years, and I am also in touch with my host family, and it just is I think Facebook makes it easier these days, but it really is very nice.
Yes, and then at the very end of the program, there's a big festival, and in which each delegation does a performance event. So our group and our delegation, they've done a different type of program, kind of performance to kind of showcase American culture and Georgian and Atlanta culture too. So they've done kind of a song and dance routine. They've sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and then kind of more recently, kind of they've really focused on kind of Atlantan artists, and kind of they did like a montage of a kind of a song and dance too. So so this will be something that we'll be working on before the trip to Fukuoka, where we'll be meeting for various kind of preparation and training sessions, and then at each meeting that we have before going to Fukuoka, the students will kind of practice their performance leading up to it. And Deborah?
Okay, so this is just an overview of the sort of the numbers of the summer camp. So this is the year that I went last time. It was actually held in person, 2019. There were 35 different countries and regions there and 46 delegations. There were 225 junior ambassadors there, and 46 chaperones. And I'll explain the difference between the participating countries / region and delegations is that some of the countries will have like, one will have a city that goes, and then there's another delegation from the entire country. So that explains the difference.
So together with the junior ambassadors and chaperones, there are many APCC kind of staff and volunteers and other administrators. So the project itself, there's a lot of folks that participate. So it's well over 300, close to 400 people that participate, if you include all the people in Japan that get to host as well. So we'll kind of go over more details about the junior ambassador selection criteria and eligibility. The APCC is pretty strict on the age range and the birth dates. They want to offer this program for young students, so that kind of young learners can experience cultural exchange at a young age. So they'll grow up with kind of a more of a open mind and have a really appreciation for different cultures around the world. So for this year's program in 2023, students have a birthday between August 1st, 2011 and July 31st, 2012. We are able to send 4 students, 2 boys and 2 girls from the Atlanta region. And there may be an opportunity to send more students kind of depending on how many countries actually participate this year. So there may be some other openings, but we are for sure going to be selecting 4 students, 2 boys and 2 girls. And then we'll go over more details here. Deborah, you want to do this, or we can tag team it too?
Sure. So here is some more of the criteria. Just as Yoshi just said, the child has to be born between August 1st, 2011 and July 31st, 2012. We're looking for children that are able to introduce aspects of their own culture and represent their country. And I'll say in Atlanta, we want the children to have a challenging spirit and be willing to participate fully in the Bridge Summer Camp activities and have a sincere interest in the other countries and the other children that are there. Definitely be willing to try Japanese food. It's very, very often that we'll be sitting around tables and interacting. We eat 3 meals a day together in the camp, and then you'll be eating 3 meals a day together within your homestays. So that's very important. We want the children to become very aware of the APCC vision, which is embracing the omoyari spirit, which means consideration and for other people. They want them to be global citizens and contribute to the activities of the Atlanta Bridge Club after participating in the summer camp. So to explain that a little further, when the kids get back from Japan in late July, August. They are officially members of our alumni group, the Bridge Club, and we have continuing activities going forward that we expect the kids to be involved with. The next bit is to just be of sound mind and body, which basically means that they'll be able to take this almost 2 week trip to stay away from their parents, to handle all of the activities as junior ambassadors. The next step is, you have to follow all the rules. So one, you cannot leave your delegation. And I think that's most important. Well, it's always important, but most important in, like, for example, the airport. You cannot take part of any other activities outside of the APCC. So, for example, you can't do any religious activities or things of that matter. You can't do any business. Do not communicate with family and friends back home. Now, this is the most important thing. This is a very strict rule. They cannot communicate with their families at home during the trip. I think that if your child has been away to like sleepaway camp before, this probably isn't a problem. But the reason for the rule is they find the kids get more homesick if they communicate. And then, of course, we would expect that you would adhere to your host family's rules and schedule during your stay. And for the parents and guardians, we really just request your support of your child's participation, as well as your support of your child's participation when they come back.
And just to add, there is not supposed to be any communication between the children and their families and parents back home. But the APCC does update their website where kind of the daily activities, they take lots of photos, and so parents can go on the APCC website on a daily basis to see how their kids are doing. But more importantly, our chaperones have been doing such a great job, including Deborah, to use social media. We've created kind of Facebook, private Facebook kind of groups, so that our chaperones have taken lots and lots of photos of just our group on a daily basis, so that parents know how the kids are doing, and not just kind of pictures too, but Deborah and our other chaperones in the past have done a great job of kind of sending kind of daily reports and messages to our office, in which we kind of share with the parents. So it's not like that you will have no idea what the kids are doing for the 2 weeks. We will have lots of pictures and photos from the camp or the homestay or other parts of the program to share with the parents. And then certainly the chaperones do a wonderful job of kind of giving us kind of almost daily updates about what's happening too.
Yeah, and just to add to that, Yoshi, as a parent back in 2017, that Facebook group just gave me so much comfort. I would go to it every day and find pictures of him. So that was really good.
All right, so how do students apply, right? So step one, there is a application online, which is this right-hand side. And then also we do have a PDF version if students are more interested in kind of filling it out and writing it down. So there are 2 application forms. You only need to submit one. There's the online form, and then there's a PDF form. So that's the step one. It's basically kind of writing down the student information, some family information, and kind of education and things like that. And step 2 is?
Yes, so step 2 is submitting an essay. This does not need to be any longer than 2 pages. You can either handwrite it or type it, either way. And basically the theme of your essay should be why you or why the child would make a good junior ambassador and represent Georgia.
In step 3, we also ask students to submit an artwork. The theme of the APCC is "We are the bridge. We connect dreams around the world." And then their kind of theme phrase or word is "omoiyari," which is kind of compassion and kind of empathy towards other people. So we ask students to submit an artwork. on 8.5 by 11 piece of white paper that represents the theme of the program. So you can see some of the kind of drawings and artwork that former junior ambassadors have done in the past. And we just want students to, they don't have to be great artists, but we just want to kind of see how they can express themselves visually through art about the program and kind of promoting peace.
Okay, so step 4 is providing a letter of recommendation or a reference. This can be a letter from your teacher, guidance counselor, principal, a Boy Scout or Girl Scout leader, or anybody in the community that knows your child, the child, well enough to be able to provide this. This should be a private letter of recommendation, so please email it as an attachment to admin@jasggeorgia.org with the subject line APCC recommendation 4 and the child's name.
So all of the application instruction and materials, we will certainly share this PowerPoint presentation with everyone after the meeting, but you can just go on our website at www.jasgeorgia.org/APCC for more details. There's videos about kind of the APCC in general, some photos and videos from past programs. There's more detailed instructions on the application. The before mentioned the online and PDF junior ambassador applications are both on there. And you can also see testimonials from past junior ambassadors, their families, and chaperones about their experience. And then there's also information about the Bridge Club, which is an alumni group. So you can certainly go on any of these links right here, or you can use this QR code and take a picture and kind of get all that information on your phone as well. But speaking about the APCC Bridge Club, if you're still online, if you want to kind of share information about the Bridge Club, but also kind of your experience on the APCC and as a junior ambassador going to Fukuoka. I know that was a lifetime ago when you were 10 and 11 years old, and now you're a senior in high school, right? But Will, if you want to kind of share a little bit about the APCC and then what the Bridge Club does.
Hi, my name is Will. I was a junior ambassador in 2017 when I was 11. I'm now 16 as a junior in high school, and it's a little blurry looking back at it, but I can still say that it was like one of the best experiences of my life. And it really helped develop my worldview from a young age. And it's been like a really nice experience participating in the program of the Bridge Club since then, with like making connections with people, with alumni, and maintaining connections with the people you went on the trip with. Like the trip, the Marine camp, and the host day really helped like show me like different cultures other than my own, and like really just like brought me out of my comfort zone. And like it was just a great experience to have at that age, to give me another experience and another outlook on life.
All right, thank you, Will. And now you're taller than me now, I think, right? So it's always funny when we send the students that are 10, 11 years old, they grow up and really become global citizens. So we're so proud of Will and all of the junior ambassadors that we sent to Japan. So hopefully your children can be part of this program this year and continue to help promote cultural awareness through the Bridge Club and then the Atlanta Alumni Group. So the selection timeline here is what we have. Deborah, do you want to go over this?
Yes, absolutely. So here's the selection timeline. The applications are due February 10th. So that would include what we talked about, the application itself, the drawing, the essay, and the letter of recommendation. We don't have any wiggle room here to accept late applications. They're being very strict with the timeline this year. On February 14th, we will send out invitations to the finalists to come to we call it a mixer, but we bring the kids together, and it's basically we play some games, and they sort of have a panel interview in front of some of our alumni. And then on February 26th, I'm sorry, that's when we send the invitations. I apologize. The actual mixer is going to be on February 26th. And then we will confirm the selection on the 27th. I'm sorry if that was not clear. The mixer invitations are sent on the 14th, and the actual mixer is on the 26th of February, with the confirmation on the 27th. So after the children are selected, we will need to do monthly preparation meetings and training sessions to get them ready to go to Japan, with some training about what's going on in Japan, as well as preparing the performance that we will perform in Fukuoka. Again, I think Yoshi mentioned that the departure is on July 15th, and our return is on July 25th. So possibly the 26th, depending on the timing of the flights.
And then the Junior Ambassador finalist mixer and interviews, in which we invite all the finalists to come so that we get to know them a little bit more. We are planning to hold it at the International Charter Academy of Georgia. So your students selected as finalists will have definitely a homeschool advantage. So you all know where the school is. So hopefully we will be seeing you in person on that date. And then current situation traveling to Japan. I know after the pandemic, there's still different variants going around, and different kind of health and travel concerns. But actually, the COVID numbers in Japan is much lower than here in the U.S. But in order to travel to Japan, luckily Japan has opened up travel more and more to foreigners. So if you have kind of 3 vaccinations, and if you have paperwork to show that, you actually are good to go, and you do not need a negative PCR test to enter Japan. If you have less than 3 vaccinations, however, you do need a negative PCR test within 72 hours of travel. So that's the only stipulations kind of entering Japan at the moment. Now, this could totally change. I don't know, before July, they could, make things a little bit looser, but we will see. But that is the current situation. And they actually have a Visit Japan website and app that you can get on your phone. And basically, it's pretty easy. You kind of log on and create a profile, and you can upload all your kind of COVID vaccines up there, or your negative test on there. So they make it really easy to kind of upload all your documents, so that you don't have to, have different documentation and vaccination cards or other paperwork, and have it with your child, or ask Deborah and our chaperone to carry it around. So you can just kind of upload everything on the app, and we can certainly kind of keep things as easy as possible. So that's the kind of current situation going to Japan. But that is our presentation. Thank you so much. This is a group picture of the APCC during the Marine House Camp, in which all the delegations, the chaperones, and all of the different volunteers and staff that help run it kind of get.
This picture actually was 2019, Yoshi.
So you should be in there somewhere, right?
I'm kind of in the back there.
So yeah, so thank you very much, everyone. And then if you have any questions, specifically, we can certainly stay a little longer and kind of go through them right now. Or if you have questions, you can certainly contact our office, the JASG office, or contact Ms. Deborah directly. And certainly, all the school teachers and administrators at the charter school, I'm sure they can certainly kind of help out as well. But any questions?
Hi, I would like to ask a question. My name is Chiharu. So this wouldn't work if we were already in Japan for the summer. Like you would have to fly, the child would have to fly from Atlanta with a group.
That's right. Unfortunately, the APCC is pretty strict, and part of the APCC is the group travels together as kind of one set group from Atlanta to Tokyo to Fukuoka. So you won't be able to be part of the program if you're already in Japan this summer.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions?
Can you all speak to chaperoning? Do you have any opportunities for that for if a teacher wanted to chaperone? Maybe not now, but maybe in the future.
Yes, of course. Yeah. So we don't send students all on their own and put them on the plane and say good luck. We do have a chaperone that accompanies the students every year. Deborah is our chaperone this year. She was a chaperone back in 2019 as well. So she has extensive experience, not only working with kind of young people through different programs, but specifically with the APCC, even through the pandemic years too. So she is our chaperone this year, but we will have other opportunities for people, to chaperone if they are interested. That is to be determined for next year and kind of future years too. But for this year, we have so lucky to have Miss Deborah join us as a chaperone again this year. So, but if there are people who are interested in chaperoning in the future, definitely let us know, and you can certainly reach out to Miss Deborah and ask her about all the fun and also challenging things that come with chaperoning too, right? So,
Thank you.
Deborah, anything to add about chaperoning or?
Chaperoning is fabulous. I love it. I'm still friends with many of the chaperones from all over the world. We're still in touch almost every week. So it's fabulous. Sometimes it can be a little bit challenging. When I was there in 2019, I had one girl who was very homesick, and I had to talk to her on the phone every night. And we actually got together several times during the homestay so that I could make sure she was okay. And just making sure that everything is going smoothly with all of the kids can be a little bit challenging, but it's completely worth it. Does anybody have questions for Will?
I actually have a question for Will. This is Marin Adams. My daughter Cora is at ICAG in 5th grade. Will, what would you say was just personally, your biggest challenge in taking this opportunity? I mean, like at any level, whether it was cultural interactions or jet lag or food, I mean, anything, but what would you say was your biggest challenge?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to say jet lag. Everything else was like good for me. I wasn't homesick at all. I like most of the food, I was able to communicate with people also. It was just like a new way of doing that. But yeah, I was severely jet lagged the first night, and I missed an event because I was sleeping. But at the Marine camp, but yeah, definitely the jet lag.
I thought
I remember. I'm sorry, Marin. I just wanted to add that as parent, I saw a picture of him and I said, he doesn't look so great in that picture. And so I reached out to the chaperone, and she was like, oh, no, he's just really tired. So that's part of the parent chaperone communication where it works there. But yes, I could tell.
All right. Well, if there are no other questions, I know everyone is busy it's a school night and there's a lot happening. So we'll kind of end our session for this evening. now, but no, please don't hesitate to reach out to our office, Miss Deborah or Principal Jones, or anyone if you have any questions, or if you had any specific things that you want to talk about. But we certainly hope we get a lot of applications from the International Charter Academy of Georgia. As the only dual immersion program in the state, I think all of your students and all your kids have a leg up on other applications, in that you already have interest in cultural exchange and have done so much in and outside the classroom to really kind of work on that and promote that. So we certainly hope that you all encourage your kids and your students to apply, and we look forward to hopefully meeting you in person at the Junior Ambassador finalist mixer and interviews.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yoshi-san. Thank you, Ms. Owen. Thank you, Willie. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much, everyone.
Thanks,
you.
everyone. Good
Take
night.
care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Good night.